Dear reader, your question reminds me of a time when I had to make rice at church. Now, if you know, most Korean churches have these really big rice cookers, and the ones in our church, they were labeled that they could hold up to 60 servings of rice. I had to make 50. I had to cook for 50 youth group kids one Friday night, and so I decided to just fill up one rice cooker to its maximum capacity, forgetting that the experienced deacons had told me that you really want to do no more than about 6/7 capacity for each rice cooker. I should have taken about 2 rice cookers and filled them up about halfway, and then I would have made the nice moist and soft rice that everybody likes. But what I did was, because I was in a hurry, I didn't remember the instructions I was given, and I just filled that rice to the very top, to its upper limit, its maximum capacity, and then I plugged it in, and I just hoped that the rice would come out well. But when I went to check on the rice, just before all these kids were hungry and ready to eat, I found that the top layer of rice was inedible. It was so hard, it was almost raw. And even when I scooped that layer off, when I got to the middle layers, even then the rice was not succulent, it wasn't moist, it was barely edible. The rice cooker, even though it looked like it could hold up to that much rice, it was too much for it. When I tried to cram in as much as I possibly could, I ended up ruining the whole batch. And friends, I think you and I are much the same way. You and I, God is the one who has designed us. And even though it looks like we could fit about this much in, if we crammed everything in, God knows that we're designed to function best when we do about 6/7 of that. It's when we leave room. It's when we don't do everything that we possibly can. That's when we function the best. If you are feeling that you've lost your joy, if you can't figure out how to get your heart to love, then quite possibly you are suffering from burnout. And burnout doesn't necessarily mean that you hate life or you hate people. Burnout means that you're not Sabbathing. What does it mean to Sabbath well? To Sabbath well, you have to do 3 things. The first thing you have to do is to subtract. Subtract out of your life the things that God doesn't want you to be doing. For all of us, we have much in our day that it would be just fine if we removed. Think about how much time you spent on your phone, even today. If you've spent 6/7 of that amount of time on your phone, would your day be any less efficient? Would anything really be lost? And for most of us, the answer is no. If I went 6/7 of my time on the phone, it would still be too much, probably. Friend, if you commit yourself to look at how much time you've been spending on a variety of things, and you wonder, if I did 6/7 of this, would my life be better? That's one question that can help you to discern how God is guiding you to subtract things from your life. Perhaps 6/7 of the time that you spend on media will get subtracted. Perhaps you'll discover that there are meals that you cook for yourself that you're not really hungry for, that you're actually called to fast at least a couple meals out of the week, because that's what will make us healthiest, and it's also something that will give us more room in our schedule to long and spend time with God. There are also things that we're purchasing, things that we are adding to our life just to keep up with the people around us. We follow sports that we barely understand and don't even like just because we think we're supposed to. And there are things that we're buying because we think that we have to keep up with the peers around us. But when we allow the Holy Spirit to be our ruler, when we say, God, speak and tell me what to subtract, then you will find that God will help you to figure out what you don't need to be doing. And that can help you recover a lot of capacity. And when you are able to subtract things, it allows you to begin to savor, which is the second aspect of Sabbathing. To savor means to live life not in a hurry, but at the pace of being able to delight in the goodness of the things around you. There are two ways to drink coffee. One way is to just ingest the caffeine as efficiently as possible. And that allows you to, wake up and get to your day and be productive. But the other way of drinking coffee is to delight in the aroma and to savor the taste and to think about the journey of the bean and to think about just the different hints and different aspects of the taste that you may have sometimes been, too preoccupied to enjoy. When you drink coffee at the pace and speed of savoring, then you are training yourself to live life with gratitude, to live life noticing what is truly good that God has granted all around you. I admit, sometimes I listen to sermons on YouTube at 1.25 or even 1.5 times the original speed because I just want to get what I want out of it. But when I try to be that efficient, I am not listening at the speed of savoring. I am not allowing the Holy Spirit to help me to delight in the fullness of that which is offered. And I am pushing myself to get what I think I'm supposed to get out of it. In a lot of different ways, you and I push ourselves to move at the speed that does not allow us to well up with gratitude because we're moving too fast to savor. Whether it's roses or whether it's words on the page of God's holy book, the Bible, may you move at the speed of savoring. And that, my friends, will allow you to do that third aspect of Sabbath. First you subtract, then you savor, and then you really speak. A lot of the times, we don't know what we're feeling. We don't know what we really want or what we really need. And therefore, when it comes time to speak before God, or even before the people that we love, our words are empty. They're distracted. We hide from others and from ourselves. But when you subtract and you savor, you'll begin to know what it is you really want to say. You'll discover what your thoughts really are, what your feelings really are. And you'll be able to speak those out loud to the people in your life and, of course, most of all, towards God. And when you do that, when you Sabbath so that you are able to subtract, savor, and speak the deep truths that you have in your heart towards God, that is when you will discover that joy and love and excitement and everything that is good is renewed into our hearts. Friend, may you dare to Sabbath. May you dare especially to subtract, because at first that seems really scary. But as you do, you'll see that subtraction will lead towards savoring and really speaking. And when you do, I trust that the peace of Christ truly will dwell with you.